everyone, welcome back to Obsessive Prepper AZ. I'm out doing some errands today and I've got a few things going around in my head. And over the years, I've read so many comments of people asking, how long does this last? How long does that last? And I've done prepping for a lot of years, but I'm one person. And I would love to do this video interactive and get a lot of comments from everybody and find out what is the longest thing that you've stored, what surprised you in your food stores. And then I'll do a video after I've compiled all this and we'll go over some of the answers. I'm just one person. I don't pretend to know everything, and I truly believe, I've always said that knowledge is everything and we learn from each other. So let's learn from each other and have this discourse of what we've done for food storage, what our fails are, and what our winners were. Somebody asked me, how long does chocolate store for? Well, you know, I'm not a scientist. I don't know every answer to every question. And, you know, I've seen chocolate where the little white dust forms on it and it starts to crumble. Is it still edible? I couldn't answer that. I mean, I think you could eat it, but maybe one of you out there has an answer. What are the food stores, the canned food that you've stored? How long has it been stored and how have you stored it? Has it been in decent temperatures? Is it old and when you opened it, it spewed open? I had one time years ago, if you don't know, I ran military surplus businesses my entire life. So I go from K rations to C rations to the first generation MREs to the food that there is now. And years ago, I had a little can of peanut butter that was in the C rats. You know, the little box C rations with the food, the chiclets and the cigarettes. And I put a can opener into that and it just spewed all over my face. So I knew that can was bad. But that was a long time. That was food from like the mid 1960s, and I opened it up in the 70s. So, and I'm saying, when I say 70s, I'm talking late 70s, like probably 79 going into 80. So, you know, of course that peanut butter was going to spew. But how long have you stored anything and actually physically ate it or just thrown it away? These are good little conversations because in canned foods, I do a lot of canning and people ask me, how long does this last on your shelf? How long does this last? Well, I've always pushed rotate, rotate, rotate. And so the longest of any canned food that I've ever had on my shelf has been about 3 years. And I just opened up a jar of jelly that was that old. And it was perfectly fine. Now, in the MREs, selling them over the years, I do know and I can say that the heat is what destroys your MRE. It's not that it's not edible anymore. The nutritional content shot out of it. So, you know, it'd be like eating wax and you literally needed to take some vitamins to get some nutritional content out of it. So does canned food break down like that so it's still edible, or does it actually physically go bad? And so maybe there's some people out there that aren't preppers that have this knowledge of how long a canned food can last for. I remember in the 70s, the cans were thicker and they weren't with the new metals that they use. And I know that the food stored for quite a long time back then. Things have changed a little bit. Some of them have pop tops on them now, which we know won't store as long. But there you go. The question, the shout outs out there. How long do you store your food? What's the longest that you've stored it? How long? The temperatures? All of that I'd like to hear. We know flowers and things like that don't store as long, and if you've for somehow gotten a little bit longer shelf life from storing it differently, I'd love to hear about it. I just don't think that's probably one of the things. I'm probably looking at more canned foods, things like that. But if you have some answers about that, dried fruit. Okay, we dehydrate fruits and things. We know that corn, when it's dehydrated, can last 25, 30 years and the upwards of that. And there's certain things that you can dehydrate that last for so much longer. We know beans last forever, rice lasts forever. I'm talking about those oddity items that we don't know how long they store. And one of them has always been, to me, is like dried fruit, raisins, things like that, apricots dried. How long is the longest that you've got off of those kind of products? That's my question. So I'm at Sam's Club. I've got a few little errands to go inside to do. I've got a video that I'm working on. It's a hash brown video, dehydrating hash browns. And in my 10-buck challenge, I showed the little milk cartons of, go ahead. I showed the little milk cartons of dehydrated hash browns that you can purchase, and by all means it's cheaper to dehydrate your own, but over the years I've watched and listened comments about how long do those store, and it's one of those things where you definitely don't want a product that has any eggs, milk, wheat. Those are not going to store as long. And I've got a video clip that I'll show you that I just found out in Walmart. I did 3 different hash browns. Okay, so Walmart brand is $1.68, and on theirs they do not have any oils in theirs. Potatoes to promote color retention, dextrose, may contain traces of milk, egg, wheat, and soy. So I would probably stay away from this because of the milk and eggs and the wheat. Now this is a Denny's brand hash brown, and that is $2.76. And their ingredients are potatoes, same thing, dextrose, sodium acid, but there's nothing here that may contain anything other than just the potato. So a little bit more money on the Denny's. On the Ore-Ida hash brown potatoes, you're looking at $2.62. Their ingredients, let's get to their ingredients. Their ingredients are potatoes, dextrose, same thing, phosphate, but there's no warning of any other product. So unfortunately with the Walmart brand, it's $1.68. It's cheaper, but then you've got other product mixed into it. Your Denny's is $2.76, and it is 26 ounces. 26 ounces the same, so $1.68 versus the $2.76, but you don't have any other products mixed in. And then on the Ore-Ida is $2.62 for 30 ounces. So you get more of the Ore-Ida, just a little bit more product and a little less than the Denny's. So I'm going to go over to Sam's Club and see what they've got. Okay, so here at Sam's Club they have a 6-pound bag, and there's no additives, no oils or anything to it, for $5.98. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up 3 packages, so 18 pounds, and I'm going to dehydrate these bad boys. And they've got Golden Grill hash brown potatoes, 33 ounces for $5.98. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a box of it, and we're going to compare it to my potatoes that I'm going to dehydrate and see what the difference is. If it's cheaper to buy the box already done, or if it's cheaper to do our own. And you want something that doesn't have oils or any other products to get the longer shelf life. I'm not saying you can't dehydrate them. For longer shelf life, you don't want any oils or eggs, wheat like that. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love and can't wait to hear your comments, and I will compile all this and I will get back to you in another video with all the answers. So there's the challenge. Come up with what your longest thing that you stored and what you're surprised that actually stored longer, be it canning foods, your own canned foods, anything. And we'll get back in another couple weeks and find out the answers. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. And if you want to be notified for future videos, ring the bell. Have a blessed day.